What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? Ooh, that's different. What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? Ooh, that's different.
Nephew say call about 7:30. Yeah. You can put me on the car, can't you? Hey nephew, you can put home Zoom.
Pussy So, pussy up, big. Pussy. Bitch. Y'all niggas. And all out.
Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? This is Big Jeff coming to you live from No Days Off Radio Productions with number one show in the land, Nothing But The Truth. Okay, Shanita will be checking in on a short second, and she'll be live on the telephone until she reach us, and we can kick the show off on a note to what they advertised today. So, for time being, we're gonna have a discussion, and I want everybody to put in their 2 cents on how these interviews are going with the artists, with the people that was in on the YSL Rico case, and other artists that we all have recognized to be in some type of dilemma with the court system, and see how everybody feel about them doing these interviews and these appearances, talking to people about, the same shit that they've been going through for damn near 4 years now, going on 4. And I want to know who all feels that it's worthy of them to be even having discussions about what they have went through. My opinion is I think they're being taken advantage of by the people who they showing respect for from them being in society as people that's been acknowledged to be people of the street. And I think a lot of these podcasters are taking advantage of the situation just for brownie points. They want the clout. They're not considering the fact that these guys are still going through shit with the court system. So they sound like district attorneys to me. They're prosecuting the case from podcasts, from doing these, bogus ass interviews as if they really care about, these guys being friends again, or these guys communicating with each other on a certain level again, or, doing whatever, whether it's business or just being natural people. They still human. They're still human, man, and we gotta realize that these guys have went through something that a lot of us probably would never experience. But I want everybody to be mindful. And when I say mindful, I mean be mindful of the fact that these young men still have families out here. These young men still have kids out here. These men still have their, baby mothers, or however you want to put it. Even though they're not with them, they still are part of what they go through. So we gotta start being considerate of how we put these people on blast, as y'all call it. Because it's not cool. We just gonna keep it clear. It's not cool. And these guys are already vulnerable to what they have experienced and what they have gone through. So to take advantage of that, I think that's disrespecting them. I think that's real disrespectful. Talk to them about something that's worthy. Ask them ask them questions on, what's next on their agenda, man, that you have went through, behind what you have went through, and damn what their mindset is. We know what their mindset is. If you have ever been through something, you should be able to relate to what their mindsets are. If you look at them as human and not as artists or people of status, then you'll probably realize that, hey, man, these are people who are still human. These people are real. We're not talking about a bunch of AI-ass people. These are real people who have real lives that has been persecuted under false pretenses. And it's not about somebody making a point. It wasn't about somebody making a name for themselves. We all put those definitions on that, on what these guys have been through. Instead of us looking at it as exactly what it was a plot. It was a plot to make some of these guys known, and it was a plot to make some of these guys villains. It was a plot to try to end some careers, end some friendships, end some business deals. The whole nine. A lot of things were lost, behind this situation. And it's still not over. It's still not over for these guys. So let's start being more mindful, man, of, if you're going to ask them, if you want to know how they're thinking or how they're feeling about a situation or how they feel about certain shit, it's cool. Ask the question. But don't ask the question with a bullshit logic behind it. Don't ask the question with when you know you got bad intentions behind what you're asking them. They don't deserve that. They went through that. They went through that whether they took a plea or a trial. They don't want to keep hearing that shit. If their mindset has told them to let it go, let it goddamn go. Let it go. Because eventually one of y'all gonna say the wrong thing, or one of y'all gonna ask the wrong question, and then when they, not knowing that they have figured it out, why everybody's trying to get them on their shows, and why everybody's trying to do an interview, and why everybody's trying to, ask them to make an appearance on certain shit and do this, that, and the other. And then when they get y'all their frame of mindset, you ain't gonna like it. And then we got some more shit to deal with. So just let it go. Let them live. It's time to let them live. If everybody's same questions have not been answered in the manner that you want it answered, stop asking the damn question. Because they can only explain this shit so many times. And I want these artists and these people who have been in these cases with them, I want them to understand to their co-defendants and all. I want them to understand the same thing, man. Hey, let it go. Let it go. If nobody has any solidifications on what type of question they want to ask you or talk to you about, don't damn talk to them. Don't give them the interviews. It's time to start putting this shit behind yourselves. Because everybody is asking the same damn questions. Y'all just went through that with these funky ass DAs, with these funky ass judges. I'm just calling a spade, man. Somebody got to. Let it go. Go on and live you guys' lives, man. And be done with it. Because, being real with y'all, which everybody need to be, I'm quite sure if Gunna, if Thug, any of these artists call each other, talk to each other, or ask each other to do this, that, and the other, the shit gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So let's stop being naive. Let's stop being stupid as hell to think that these guys won't work together. Thug and Lucci just showed y'all a good example of that. So let's stop being naive, man. Let's stop trying to make people think that we are ignorant to the damn fact of these guys haven't had issues with each other. The street made them have issues with each other. The people made that possible. And if what I'm saying is not true, why would they be so easily to come together and work with each other? Some shit you just have to make sense. It's not adding up. I feel deep in my heart that one day our ass is gonna wake up and it's gonna be headline news. Thug and Gunna has put together a compilation. Thug and Gunna has made amends with each other. Thug and Gunna has done this. We all gonna give it a definition. But nobody's gonna go to them and say, what the hell happened? What made y'all get back together? What made y'all start talking to each other? What made, but everybody's trying to figure it out. Why? Damn why? Just let shit happen. Just let it happen. We can't make the decision for these guys. These guys make their own decision. They grown men. They are grown men. So we got Shanita. She done checked in, and we gonna go on and get on with the program that she had put in place. So Shanita, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. So, um, today's topic, Shanita brought in today's topic, and I'm gonna let her identify the topic to you all, along with acknowledging to y'all that she's here, and we're gonna get the show started. All right. So, Shanita, you got the flow.
Hey guys, sorry guys, I had a wake to go to today. Rest in peace to Lele.
Can everybody hear Shanita?
Can you guys hear me? Alright. So guys, what we're gonna talk about today is the political drama that's going on with Georgia, Fulton County. Um, Again, the saga continues with the President Trump case. Can they hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, what we were talking about is the President Trump case. Just giving an update of what's going on in Georgia with the presidential Trump case. Because as you guys know, what we've talked about on the show before about Fonnie Willis, the Fulton County DA, her and her team has been totally removed from the prosecution of President Trump, and the other people that was arrested with him, they're still facing charges. However, at the federal level, those charges have already been dropped.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much kind of pointless because, say for instance, if they are convicted um, at the state level, which we're at the state level, Fulton County. Okay, so if they're convicted and it goes and they appeal it all the way up to the federal, then most likely it's going to get dismissed because the federal has already said, they're not going to
Prosecute the case.
prosecute them for these charges, right? So it's like, okay, so it's pointless. So, everybody, I saw a lot of reposting today about the case, and a lot of the attorneys, the local attorneys, and other, people that are so anti-Trump, they were like boasting as in if it's something really good that the DA, his name is Peter Skandalakis. He's like over the prosecuting counsel, and he was responsible for finding a replacement. Today was the deadline that they had to find a replacement, somebody to replace Fonnie Willis. Of course, no DA stepped up to the plate to do it.
Because they don't want
Every
that
county,
headache. They don't want
yeah,
that headache.
yeah, every county that he tried to get to do it, nobody wanted to do it. So he ended up saying, okay, for the sake of not letting this case go to the wayside, I'm going to take responsibility. I'm going to appoint myself as the DA to handle this case, which a lot of the attorneys are saying that it's going to set a precedent with, like, it's going to set the law pretty much for future cases like this, because pretty much the state can say whatever at this point, and it's still going to get appealed to the federal, which we already know the federal is not going to pursue it. So it's like, okay, so what's the point?
It's
just to
basically
say,
over.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty much
It's
over.
basically
Like, I mean, who's going to go against Donald Trump? I know Peter Skanalakis is saying he's going to put on his big boy pants and just try to deal with it and try to look through the evidence and things of that nature. But I don't think he's going to be as persistent at these charges as Fonnie Willis was. I mean,
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
Yeah. Definitely.
What do you
Definitely.
think?
Go ahead.
What do you think about that?
Well, me myself personally, I think with all of the fraudulent shit that they have done at Fulton County,
Mm-hmm.
you know, this it's about like the YSL case. It's been going on too long, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and by no one not having some definite right now, that's kind of scary. That kind of make you wonder, what is this really about? You know what I'm saying? Because you took, you have had two highly profiled cases that really sunk. You know what I'm saying? On both sides. You know,
Mm-hmm.
to where was this was all of this just a plot for what? Was it for money? Was it for the clout? Was it for because it was for everything other than the law. Put it like that. Everything that has taken place in both of these high profile cases
Mm-hmm.
haven't been law abiding yet. It hasn't been proven to be law abiding not one time. But like I always say to you sometime, the only people, they won. They won these cases. We can't feel like, this is my opinion. I don't feel like if you got 27 people, 19 people on a case, and the case all of a sudden gets dismissed, or the case get found not guilty, for certain people that stayed in trial, or certain people who decided to go the distance. That wasn't a win for us. That wasn't a win for the defendant side. Because when I look at it and I do my evaluation on these cases, on both cases, the Trump case and the YSL case, both of the cases were actually prosecuted under the afterthought being, we just want everybody to take pleas. We're gonna win the case on pleas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when you take a plea, they actually win. They don't lose, they win. Because they got a conviction. That's what we got to stop. We got to start understanding and recognizing. They got a conviction.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it was never, I feel like those trials they was never brought out to be trials to be taken to trial. It just winded up happening like that. That's why the state was so unprepared, because they came in with a different, mindset, to where, okay, we're gonna apply the pressure and make everybody plea out. That's how we gonna look good on these cases. Cause remember, now you had people on the Trump case that took pleas too. But to what? It was never proven that what they took pleas on actually took place.
And that's why they were talking about now that they may be able to go and
There you go.
renegotiate
There you
the
go.
terms of whatever pleas they took.
There you go.
But the thing with me is, I think that's fair, but I also think that all the like I said, all the other cases, and I've been saying this from the beginning. How come the DA office was corrupt for one case and not everybody that's under them at this time?
Well, that's because, like I say, everybody was made to believe that we're not going to trial. We're going to hold these guys, we're going to hold these people, and we're going to make everybody surrender by taking pleas from being incarcerated for so long.
Right.
That's a game that the system been playing with us for years with. It's not nothing new. They know exactly what they doing, because when you got, we got to understand, man, when you got people in the judicial system that you're fighting, working together, they gonna win. They're going to win because they're gonna exhaust you. And when I say exhaust you, I mean they're gonna do just what they did to the guys in the YSL trial. They gonna hold you in jail for amount of months or days or however, years or whatever it takes, and make you surrender by taking a plea. It was just some guys couldn't maintain that long. So they took pleas early. You know, and that was part of the domino effect. But once it got to the two guys that bucked on the system and said, we going to trial, we not taking pleas, now that made all the other guys that were left say, no, we going to trial too. You understand what I'm saying? So now it becomes a problem. Because see, now everybody that was in on the plot has to call each other and say, hold on now, y'all know we wasn't expecting this shit right here. When it, you know, these guys going to trial, man, we ain't ready for trial. So how we gonna build a case on them to take them to trial when we wasn't prepared for trial? We was prepared to hold them at our mercy and make them plea out. Now they're not pleading. Everybody's not pleading. See, it started off looking good because everybody started taking plea deals.
Right.
You know, and then when everybody said, no, when people started saying, no, I'm going to trial with mine. Now, that's when the rain started falling. You know, we looked at for 3 years off. Well, we looked at for 3 years exactly, and a little longer, of district attorneys coming in the courtroom trying to prosecute a case on pictures.
Mm-hmm.
On pictures, man. I'm talking about they were so desperate to try to make something stick. To where
they was being so crooked with it, right?
You know, and not only that, they had a judge that bought into the plot.
That was into it too, right? And see, that's the thing. People don't understand our frustration. The ones that was there, we know, you know?
There you go.
People don't understand. Like, I get so many people inboxing me all the time when I make a post, like the one I made today. And basically I said, whoop-de-doo, if they, if Pete appointed himself as the prosecutor, whoop-de-doo. I mean, that's not going to change anything.
There you go.
The church is still going to go away. They're not going to ever get that man in jail.
Yep.
So whoever is delusional enough to believe that man is going to jail, that's delusion.
Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. You know, the man was found guilty, as they say, for 34 charges, and still became the United States president. You understand?
Exactly. If they didn't get him before then, tough cookie.
So we got to stop being naive. That's what I was speaking on before you came on. We got to stop being naive to the damn truth, man.
Right. Exactly.
You know, because we can't beat these people. You understand? The only way you're going to beat these people is you got to go the distance.
Right, and you can't be mad at nobody else that don't want to be on a Trump campaign with you.
There you go.
Like, no, people are entitled to their own opinions.
And that's going to be, you going to get that regardless of whether you do or don't. So that's why I'm saying, man, let's let these people go on and live their lives, man, and be done with that shit. What they have just went through is enough, man. Why keep talking about it?
Right.
Why keep having, these guys put on trial when they at home? Because that's what this shit is. You putting these guys on trial, man. But I can't blame the podcasters. I don't blame them. I blame the guys that's going on these shows giving them these interviews. Don't give these cats the interviews, man. And it'll go away. It'll stop being talked about. Because the same way the people made y'all have beefs and made y'all have issues with each other, it's the same people who are still questioning y'all about this shit.
Right.
So if you wanted to go away, if you wanted to stop being talked about, stop doing these damn interviews on and stop going to these podcasts, letting them, shoot these bonus ass, these bullshit ass questions at y'all, as if they are DAs.
Yeah, but that's
You
not
know,
gonna happen.
cause you guys knew, and we gonna and I'm gonna put this out there. You guys were sitting in the courtroom, and I hope that y'all was listening, and I hope y'all heard this. Y'all heard a district attorney, a district attorney, say out of their own mouths that they have 37,000 informants just in Atlanta alone. Not
Wow.
DeKalb County, not Cobb County, not Henry County, not McDonough, not, hey man, just in Atlanta. And as the young lady said on the song, I mean Atlanta, not DeKalb County, that ain't Atlanta.
Right.
Not Cobb County, that's not Atlanta. I mean Atlanta.
Right.
37,000 informants. Man, that's damn near 2 out of every 5 people,
Right.
if not 3. So you got to be mindful of who the hell you talk to about situations.
Right.
You understand? So and I want everybody to understand that's open record. You can look this shit up, and you can see the people. Now, after the night, you might not be able to see them, but if you go and hit the button now, you probably can get them and print it out, and you can see who it is. But it is open record. See that's what everybody need to be knowing. That's why we give y'all the real. All these podcasters and all these people that's doing all these bullshit shows and this, that, and other, they haven't told y'all that. They haven't
And
told
that's the
y'all
thing.
that.
They don't. Certain things are not disclosed to everybody. So when people speak, sometimes it's from their experience. Nobody can tell me anything than what I've experienced and what I've lived through. Once you live through something, you was there. Can't nobody take your opinion about it or anything because you have your own experience to go from.
Yeah. So how can you listen to somebody, and I'm gonna piggyback that. How can you listen to somebody that wasn't there and take their word over somebody who was there? Make it make sense.
Right.
Something like I say, man. Some things we got to be mindful of, and we got to make it make sense.
Right.
How can you not listen to Big Jeff and Shanita, but you'll go listen to these goddamn podcasts that didn't do not
That
one
wasn't even
day?
there. Wasn't even there. Right. They got third-hand information from reporters, from
shit that they put out in the system for you to know.
And some of the reporters weren't even there. Certain reporters got their information from other people.
There
and,
you go.
And put 2 and 2 together. But if you weren't there, there's nothing like being there and seeing everything.
There you go.
Everything don't make the news. Everything don't make the cut.
And the reason y'all didn't see it was because a lot of times when certain things were being discussed or certain things were being brought up, to be discussed, the DA office, the district attorney's office, officers in the courtroom asked that the cameras be cut off. One but one.
Right.
It wasn't but one report in there.
And that's the reason why some of the camera people like Miss Sylvia was even brought in to start filming because they were trying to block all film. They didn't even want it to be public.
There you go. So they wanted, and that's where the monetary part of the case came in to me. That's my opinion. To me, that's when the monetary part of their trial came in because, it was said to us that it wasn't but one media source that was able to be in the courtroom. And we all know that's a bunch of shit. We all know that's a crock of crap. You know what I'm saying? Because it's done been a lot of high profile cases that we have seen and it had so many cameras in the courtroom, you damn near couldn't get the peep in the courtroom.
Right.
So
Exactly.
all of this was designed.
So why the big secrecy for this case? And I know like a lot of people saying, okay, you guys talk about this case all the time because it's still going on and things are still happening. This happened today with the prosecutor appointing himself. You know, this is still going. It's ongoing.
And it is public record. You can see this on. You can see this on YouTube. Everything. You can Google it and find out when the next hearings are. You can find out when what's going on with the hearing, what took place during the hearing. You can actually see the hearings on TV.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot topic.
Yeah, but they're not gonna tell you that. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna tell the public that. And then on top of that, it is public. It's open to the public. You can actually go sit in the courtroom.
Right.
And watch it yourself.
And so another thing that was going on today so yesterday on November the 13th, Fonnie Willis was due to answer to her subpoena to testify before the Georgia Senate committee. And what she did, which I found like one article that said that. Like he said, everything that they're doing is pretty much kept down on the hush hush. Okay, so she was supposed to be there under her subpoena that she's been avoiding for at least about a year now.
Yeah.
So what she did was she filed a conflict. She said that she had a scheduling conflict with another case. And so what they did was reschedule her to testify, and they gave her 2 dates. She could either testify on December the 17th or December the 18th. Now, I'm thinking at that point, if her testimony doesn't go forth, then at that point, they probably will issue her a subpoena. A bench warrant at that time. But again, I'm not an attorney, so I can't give legal advice. But from reading and researching, that's what it looks like. It may happen.
But now, so we gotta, so let's think about this, everybody. Why is she being allowed so many chances to do something that she was commanded to do? You know what I'm saying? Let's think about that part. She was commanded to be in court. And yet here we go again with another lame brain hair bag ass excuse. How many times you think they would have gave us that type of leeway? What citizen would have got that many shots? What citizen would have even had the audacity to say that they weren't going to come to a hearing and get away with it? I don't give a damn. You do have a status. We are witnessing a lot of things that's historical right now. That we have never seen. Even when Mr. Howard was put on investigation, he didn't get that much leeway. He didn't get that many chances. He didn't get excused from a lot of, that means somebody got something on somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion now. That means somebody got something on a lot of people for them to be getting that much leeway. Especially when it's been made mandatory. Mandatory, from what I always been told and understood, when they say mandatory, that means no if, no ands, no buts.
Right.
So, let's start, like I say, people, let's start being mindful. Let's pay more attention to what's going on than what they're saying.
Right, because they're not gonna tell you everything at all.
So we gotta start putting things out there so that they can start respecting the fact that the people are catching on now. The people are seeing this now. The people are recognizing this now. The people are acknowledging this now. So now we gotta try to do something different because we don't want the people to get in this business.
Well, they want to distract us by everything else that's going on.
Anything.
Like I said. Even if Kamala Harris would have made president,
we'll be in trouble.
You're gonna always have people that don't agree. you're not gonna always agree with what somebody do. That doesn't mean it's okay to bash the position. You know what I'm saying? You have to respect the office, and some people don't. They hate that man so bad that, no matter what he does, they just hate him. And I'm not like that.
Yeah. The truth will come out. The truth always come out, man. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of, what's going to surprise us is when the truth finally comes out.
Yeah, it's gonna come out. You can only hide it for so long. It's gonna definitely, truth is gonna come out.
And everybody see how many people were actually part of this plot.
That's what they don't know. That's what they don't know. Okay.
When they see, when you all see how many people was part of this plot, just remember, Big Jeff and Shanita tried to tell you so. You
Right.
It's a lot of people playing a role in these cases.
You're right. You can call us crazy, whatever you want to say, but we know the truth.
Hey, when you were there, you can see it.
When you was there, it was so obvious, and I'm gonna be honest, it was very, very surprising to me. People that I have been on the battlefield front line with, fighting for justice, it just the things that I've saw from the beginning of that case has definitely changed my political opinion on things. I do look at things from every side of the table, and not just the one-sided, the Democratic side of the table, as I have always done growing up in a Democratic household, But now, ever since I've been there and I've witnessed the corruption firsthand, you can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me that this man is so corrupt, but these people aren't. No.
Thank you.
No. Yeah. No. You just can't tell me that. You can't put the wool over my eyes anymore.
That's right. Pot can't call the kettle black when they burning on the same fire, man.
Exactly. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, so, and let's not get it twisted, everybody. We're not just speaking on, the judicial system. I'm talking about these civil rights activists,
Ooh.
all these people who are supposed to be out here for our rights when they be violated. Hey man, I went to all of them. NAACP, NCLC. I went to all that bullshit. Nobody stepped up to the plate. Nobody.
And the ones that did want to help, the higher
they got barred from coming to Fulton County Courthouse.
Yeah, they threatened them. The ones that was helping, they threatened them not to help. Yeah. So
a man that reached out. That reached out, man.
Mr. Knight, he was the only person that was really down for.
Thank you, and I'm really appreciative of Mr. Knight, man. Because not only did he put his neck on the line for us,
he did.
He helped do the posters. He helped do everything that we needed to do to start a peaceful protest. And he was told that he could not come in the Fulton County Courthouse, and he's a civil rights activist. He was told that he could not come in the Fulton County Courthouse. Let's make that shit make sense.
Right. People just don't know that the level of corruption that we witness. I would never be the same. I would never look at these people as I looked at them before. Never, ever in my life.
So we had to do the fox and the hound, man. Since the fox couldn't come, he sent the hound. And they let the hound right in. They let him right in to witness that they held a discrimination against Mr. White. Let's be for real now. Let's be for real. Now, not only that, on the judicial side, the judge ordered Brian Steele, the Honorable Brian Steele, to be held in contempt. And when Mr. Steele acknowledged to him that you got to take me to trial right now in order to do that. And he had his attorney, which was Miss Ashley Merchant, who's also the young lady that was fighting on the Donald Trump case against the state of Georgia, well, against Fulton County. As his attorney, when she showed up at the courthouse, with 25 lawyers with her
Yes, she
to
did.
represent the Honorable Brian Steele. Till
I mean, he was at the point to where the officers had approached him, and he had started taking his coat off and everything. They had the handcuffs off. That TV not gonna be as detailed as that, you know.
Hey,
they'll show a little brief. They'll show it briefly.
We took a recess.
Right.
We took a recess. And you know, this the stuff y'all didn't see. We took a recess after that. When we come back out the recess, the judge say, okay, well, the state decided not to hold him in contempt. How in the hell the state held him in contempt anyway? You the judge. That was a throw off for y'all. You the one put him in contempt. So how the state wave it off? Because what happened was the Honorable Keith Adams said that he wasn't going to take over the trial because Brian was the lead attorney for Mr. Williams, Jeffrey Williams, as that say, and he wasn't going to go to trial without Mr. Steele. And then he acknowledged to the judge that Jeffrey said that he doesn't want to continue trial without his attorney. So now here we are in a contempt standoff to where Brian is ready to go do what he got to do as long as he can be in the same room with his client and keep working on the case, as he said to the judge, to, okay, if we hold him in contempt, it's going to be for however many days, and that's going to delay the case even more, because the rule was, that was set was, can't no defendants come to court if one defendant can't.
Right.
So now you're going to have all these defendants sitting in jail just waiting for one attorney to come. So, you know, they had to do a lot of evaluation with that. So now they come back with the decision that, okay, we ain't going to hold him in contempt. Because we don't want, okay, but now you done put the attempt on record, so you got to handle it.
Right.
So when Ms. Merchant showed
and
up,
then, and at that point, that's when the spotlight got on the judge.
there you go.
We've been knowing everything was corrupt. We've been saying that. We've been, but now the world thinking, because he was going to lock this attorney up, this white attorney up in front of the world. Really? So now y'all see it?
Yeah. So, so hey, man, when she showed up, she had 25 attorneys with her. Don't y'all know that they called the fire marshal in to say that if all of those attorneys be allowed to come in the courtroom, that would be against the fire code.
They were coming up with any kind of rabbit in the hat trick, trying to.
But like I say, when you got everybody playing a role in the game, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that. It's premeditated. Something that they would send you to prison for if you premeditate something and then carry it out. So why ain't nothing ever happened? And let's not forget this officer, this investigator Hamilton cat, that done got off scot-free for trying to date and rape witnesses. Let's be for real now.
Right.
When that was brought up, we haven't heard about that no more.
Everything's supposed to be pushed under the rug. No.
Yeah, we ain't heard that. We ain't heard about that no more. But one thing I do know is he was fired for what? Why was he fired? We didn't see that on the news. It was in the blogs.
It was hush hush.
But we have now. Are we gonna see him face persecution? Are we? We haven't heard nothing about it. So what happened? Did they just fire him and that's it? Or maybe they made him resign with pay. That type of bullshit. Let's see. Come on, man. Come on, man. So, we gotta start listening to the things that mean something. We gotta start acknowledging the things that mean something. Cause that could have been my mama, that could have been my sister, that could have been my aunt, my cousin, and vice versa. It could have been some of you all's kin people that went through this. But who fought for it? Who fought for it? Miss Bennett should have took his ass up through there, as the young lady said on the record. She should have took him up through there with no mercy, because they exploited her. They exploited Miss Bennett because she wouldn't go along with the plot. You swore to this young lady that she would not be seen in trial. And then y'all put her picture up there. That's her.
Right.
That's showing her, and that's physically showing her.
As a form of humiliation.
So that could be that she should have took that as a threat on her life by Fulton County to do that.
Right.
But her thing would have been trying to find an attorney who will fight it. Because a lot of attorneys tuck their tails, man, on that case. And it's because they knew what was really going on. They're attorneys now. They work through the system too. So it's a lot of reasons why a lot of attorneys weren't taking cases when it came down to filing charges against these people. I filed charges against them. Ain't heard nothing from nobody yet.
Crazy.
On all levels. So that just acknowledged to me that I was in a fight with a lot of people in high places.
Exactly.
And it happens.
And it still goes back to say, though.
And it happens. It's political on all aspects. All aspects. The politics are being played everywhere.
Right. And he just playing that game.
So we just got to start being more mindful. We got to get control of our kids, grandkids, sisters, brothers, whoever, when it come down to the judicial system. And the only way we're going to do that is we got to start supporting them more. We got to start supporting them more. If you got loved ones sitting in the jail, I don't care what jail it is or where the jail is at, you got to support them more. Let's take some of this money that we have to send them in jail and start putting it toward getting them out of jail. Let's start doing that. Let's start helping them like that.
Especially around the holidays. The holidays are coming up. People miss being away from, their families and their loved ones. And a lot of them can receive care packages. So,
So, hey, man, we gotta support our families and our loved ones that's incarcerated more than we do.
Right.
We got to. It's a must. It's a must. And, eventually they'll understand. They'll get it. Because it'll be a domino effect because, if we do it for our people and some other people that's already incarcerated with our people, and their people join in and start doing it, start being more there for them in other ways other than monetary value, that could help change the system as well. A lot of things that's going on in the prison system is because a lot of those guys that's in the prison system don't have anyone helping them out. Don't have anyone sending them nothing. You know, they not getting a kite from nobody. You know, all type of shit. So they in survival mode. You know, in the system, actually, the correction system actually have packages that these guys can have, but they probably don't know that. They probably don't know that. So us as their family members on the outside, we gotta support them from the outside. Whether it's making a phone call to the prison, telling the warden or whoever, hey, this is what's going on, you know, and I don't agree with this. You know, you're a taxpayer. You are a taxpayer. You are a citizen of the United States. You can do that. You know, let's start making the people who are responsible for our loved ones when they are incarcerated responsible for them. Let's start doing that. Let's start demanding that happen.
Right.
You know, so when your loved ones call home and say, hey man, this is what I'm going through, this is how I'm being treated, you know, the whole 9 yards. Hey man, get on that phone. Go down to the board of pardon and parole. Call the correction system.
And also file complaints with the advocacy office, the ombudsman office.
There you go. File complaints, the whole 9 yards. That's how we got to help them from the outside. You got to. They need that. You know, and eventually that'll change. Because it'll have to change. Or that prison gonna be shut down. Or something gonna take place. You know, I was looking at how the political issue of P. Diddy going right now. Mm-hmm. P. Diddy right now, and y'all probably done seen it, probably done came across the telephones and you know, this, that, and the other. P. Diddy has a program that they have let him started in jail called something about Diddy, to where he's actually teaching the class. You know what I'm saying? He's actually teaching the class and showing people how to become entrepreneurs in prison. You know, so that when they get out, they can try to, you know, put themselves in a position to be successful.
Right.
And they see been doing that for 6 weeks.
Wow.
And you got one guy that's gotten out of prison that has did a interview saying how that program that they allowed P. Diddy to start in prison changed him and made him a better person. So when he got out, he's gotten a job, the whole 9 yards. And he said that if he hadn't never took that class for P. Diddy, and P. Diddy giving him the insight of how, you know, how to be different and this, that, and the other. And he also said that P. Diddy said, you know, use me for the example. That's big, man.
Wow.
That's big. You know, and see how easy it can be for you to be successful and then become a shadow. That's big, man. That means he have acknowledged his situation.
Exactly.
You know, so that's big, man. That speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying?
Volume.
So
right.
That's, you know, that's heroic when you can accept your responsibility.
Exactly, and then help other
You know,
people.
and you helping somebody else with it, you know, and understand this, that could be therapy for him as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because, you know, when you in prison, there's a lot of things that people say to you, conversations you have with certain people that can make you realize yourself.
Right.
You know, so he's probably transitioned because of something like that, of just having a conversation with somebody that really can relate to what he has went through.
Exactly.
You know, so, hey man, I give it up for P. Diddy. That's good. I applaud him for that. You know what I'm saying? Now, he just, you know, if he can keep that going, when he get out of prison, hey man, that's his therapy.
What exactly? Or even introduce it into different prison systems.
And they already doing that. They already doing that.
Awesome.
Yeah, they already doing that.
You never know why God let things happen,
There
you know.
go. And that's what he said. That's P. Diddy's word is that now he feel like that's what he's in jail for.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, hey man, sometimes we have to make ourselves believe certain things, man, so that we can keep moving.
Right.
That's his therapy.
That's his therapy now.
So we support P. Diddy on that. Hopefully it'll trickle down to the Department of Corrections that's not federal, to the state corrections, to the county corrections. Hopefully it'll trickle down to all of these correction institutions, and now these guys can start looking forward to something instead of looking forward to nothing.
Right.
So that's big, P. Diddy. That's big, man. That's big. So we can have our own political standards going on as well. So we got Mr. Victor Hill running for Congress.
And we also have Angela Stanton. She's going to be running for Congress as well. She's going to be running for the spot that David Scott has.
Yeah. So we can, we can get some people put in office that wants to help, that wants to make things different. We just gotta acknowledge them. We gotta put them on their place. I wanna commend Mr. Antonio Lewis for winning his political seat again. As city councilman. In Atlanta. Right. So big ups, man. Big ups. I definitely want to give a shout out to the young man that won to be the mayor.
That's Jaden. Mm-hmm.
In Stockbridge.
Jaden Williams. Mm-hmm.
You understand? Hey man, 20 something years old.
Huh.
Shit.
Yeah.
Man, tell me we ain't changing.
Okay.
Tell me things ain't getting better. And you talking about Stockbridge.
Right.
Stockbridge? Henry County? Are we serious?
Young people got something to say. Yeah.
To win a race like that, a public office, at that age, man, that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes. And I heard some people say he only won because they didn't want the guy that was running for mayor to, be the mayor again. Hey, man, he must have been a real messed up person.
And it don't matter the
for them
reason.
To say, we'll put a child in here to run the office before we let you get in here again.
He's there now, so it doesn't matter the reason why he's there.
Hey, young man, do your thing, young man. Do your thing.
There are people that run for other offices that don't even make it. So we definitely congratulate Jaden Williams. He is the mayor of Stockbridge, and he's a graduate of Clark Atlantic University.
HBCU.
And he served as the youth leader for many years with the NAACP, and he's one of the frontline people that have been fighting for student rights for a long time.
That might be the only blemish on his resume. Fighting with the NAACP. No, I'm just cracking a joke. That's just a joke, man.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. But what I like to say is, I can't. When I look, I thought about that. I thought about that the other day because I said, what we've experienced with them. Man, we can't let a few people tarnish the whole legacy of the organization. Because back in the day, they did some awesome and amazing things.
Yeah, but you know why? See it. No, why? But see, those guys, it's time for somebody new, man.
Yeah, it's time for new, and it's time for the young people to step it up like Jaden did.
And maybe he might be the one, the chosen one, to change the NAACP back to how it's supposed to be. He may be the one to at least start it. So Big ups to Mr. Williams. You know, I really didn't want to say his last name because they might try to say some kin to me. Shit, find yourself in a situation. So, but
Hey, what's wrong with being kin to you?
man, if so, Mr. Williams, you know this, Mr. Williams, will be fighting with you and not against you. I don't care
Okay.
what city it's in. So but hey man, we gonna keep fighting. We're gonna keep doing what we do. We're gonna keep trying to keep everybody's ears and eyes open to situations, and not let everybody be blinded with blinders and led the wrong way. So you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. We
Right.
trying to lead you to the water so you can take a drink.
Exactly.
So we gonna get out of here, and you know
And
what?
we're
We
doing a
gonna
moment of silence
gonna
for
give a moment of silence to Shanita and her family member.
Larian
That she done
Lele
lost,
Brown.
and
She'll be laid to rest tomorrow,
yep, at
2
2 o'clock.
p.m. Yep, True Life Church in Temple, Georgia.
So
And just lift us, her mom, Qualisha Lowry, lift, her father's Terrell Brown, lift them in your prayers because she has 3 young kids, young babies.
3
Yeah,
lost
that
her
need
life,
support. Yeah.
lost her life, man, lost her life. So that's
Innocent bystander.
innocent bystander. Caught in the line of fire. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So we gotta really start making a move, man, on this gun control shit. We gotta take that gun law and put stipulations back on it. We got to. Governor, our governor has to put a stipulation back on the gun law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got to make it hard again with the guns, man. Simple. No if, no ands, no buts. We can't. We can't have the artists, or we can't have people of status. Whether you're an artist, a ball player, actor, whoever. How do we hypocritically put ourselves in a situation to where we got TV shows, movies, people in the music industry, people in the sports industry, people in entertainment, period, out here speaking on, you know, rights against gun, the fights against gun, people who are in situation to where, they can control the use of guns, and then we are allowed to have guns in our possession without a permit or a license. That's hypocritical. You know what I'm
And you
saying?
do have some people say guns don't kill people. People kill people.
But guess
You
what?
know?
But guess what? If you had a stipulation with that gun, the people wouldn't kill the people like that. People gonna kill regardless. But if you
Right.
got a stiff stipulation on it, it's
Yeah,
gonna
I
make
agree.
you
I
think.
definitely agree with you. Yeah.
That's just like telling somebody they can't have a damn accident.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? The people is the ones had the accidents.
Mm.
The people are the ones that gets in trouble. You don't see no robot in trouble. You don't see a damn microphone or a camera in trouble. The people get in trouble. And it's not because they want to. Sometimes you can put yourself in a position to have to.
Right.
Sometimes you can react without thinking. It's a lot of things that can bring it on, but if you got a stipulation, remember, before all of this took place, when people knew you had to have a gun and you had to have it registered, you had to have a license for it or a permit for it or this, that, and the other, you thought twice about that shit. You thought twice about it. If I get caught with this gun, if I get caught with this gun in the car or my person, anything, I'm going to jail.
Mm.
and God forbid to have a bite on it, I'm through. So guess what? You thought twice about carrying it where everybody can see it. You know, you hid it when you got in the car. Sometimes you hide it
Right.
from your damn self because you don't want to get caught with it. So you had more respect for it than you do now. Now you don't. Now we don't have respect for our guns. You walk in a damn store, a mall, a grocery store, a church. People got guns on them, and you can see them. Man, we couldn't. We wasn't doing that. You wasn't doing that when we had a real gun law. So we got to take that shit back out. We got to take it back out, man. You know, put stipulations back on it. Then it won't look so stupid for people to be out here broadcasting, fighting against guns. That looks stupid as hell to me. That's my opinion. For us to be out here saying, okay, we're going to do a gun buyback. We're going to put up a protest to fight against gun violence. How? Well, you got a damn governor who made it legal for you to tote them. Install your own martial law. That's martial law. We ain't no damn cowboys and cowgirls.
And that's why you got to advocate for the people to get into office that have the same
Same
values
mindset.
and as you do, right?
So,
Because now the governor's race is coming up now, and the candidates. I know Chris Carr, who is now the Attorney General of Georgia. He is the one who wants to jam up the cell phone towers, so people in jail pretty much can have no communication, just sitting there and kill each other, and nobody know what the hell going on. He's the one who wants to jam up the cell phone towers. And then you have this black guy, I gotta get his name. He's a Republican running against him. Let's see, what's that man's name? We got 3 Democrats and 1 Republican. I know we also got Keisha Lansbottom. I think she's running for governor of Georgia as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is. Keisha Lansbottom. We got a guy by the name of Jason. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Estes.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Estes. You got the Duncan man. He used to be the former lieutenant governor of Georgia. He was a Republican, but he switched over to the Democratic Party. You got Michael Thurman.
Yeah.
He's also the former DeKalb County CEO,
Yeah.
which I think he might be a good choice too. I think he may be a good choice, but I also think that what's that man's name? I think his name is Derek Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I think Derek may be running. I don't know. I have to bring it up next time we do a podcast. I'll have the list of the candidates that are running for mayor.
So what we need to do, everybody, we need to listen to these debates. We need to make it our business to listen to these debates with these people in political power and make our determination off of that instead of going with who say who's this and who say who. Let's listen to what the hell they got to say.
Right, and I'm at the point to where I'm nonpartisan. I'm not voting based on who's a Democrat, who's a Republican. I'm voting on who values reflect my values. Who is want to see a world that resembles the way I want to see the world. That's how you should vote. It shouldn't be, he's a Republican. I hate Republicans. Or no.
Black. He this. He man.
No.
That shit. I just sat back and witnessed for damn near 4 years a lot of blacks knocking blacks' ass out the box.
Mm-hmm.
And they say black on black crime in the street. But we got black on black crime everywhere you go, man.
Right.
It's everywhere you go. But, let's not get it twisted. We're not the only race that hurt each other. Every race hurt each other.
Every race.
We're not the only one. We are just the ones that they put out there. on the forefront. But every race kill each other. Some, you got some. Every race don't fear blacks. All races do. Not every one of them. All of them. We ain't gonna say everyone. We're gonna say all the races fear blacks. Because you got these motherfuckers they call Africans and Nigerians. The motherfuckers ain't black. They don't like us neither. We are black. Blacks are the most hated race. Simple. You got people from the islands, as y'all always talking about, that's your damn homeland. That ain't your damn homeland, honestly. Because you're not acknowledged in it. You're not acknowledged in it. You most watched in it, but you ain't acknowledged in it. So I don't be caring to hear that I want to go to Africa. I want to go to the homeland and see. For what? I was born in the Bluff. Moved from the Bluff to East Atlanta, from East Atlanta to Jonesboro South Community where I grew up at. From 4 to damn near 104. So I don't know nothing about Africa. Ain't never been to Africa. Don't never want to go to Africa. For what? I have never been told none of my relatives live in Africa. Or nowhere else across the waters. So I'm not impressed by that shit. I'm not impressed by it. You got Africans right here in Atlanta who won't give your ass the time of day. Who won't even acknowledge you as a African American. Ain't no damn African American. I'm black. I'm black American. So let's stop letting people make us believe something that we don't know.
Exactly.
I have never been told that I have a family member that came from Africa or Nigeria or none of that shit. So I don't claim it. And that's just me. I don't claim it. I'm not gonna claim it. I'm not gonna ever claim it. Cause if they put our ass on the ship right now and send our ass to Africa, we'll get killed. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. You can't tell me I'm from somewhere. How you can tell me that my ancestors are from somewhere I can't go and walk around in peace? How? So I don't buy anything. I'm not buying the wooden nickels. I'm not buying the wooden nickels. So
not buying it, y'all.
You go to another country and your ass can be kidnapped and killed right then.
Right.
But that's homeland.
That's true though. Straight up, that's true.
Now. Come on now. If you go on a cruise, they tell you when you get out the boat, you can't go but 100 feet. You go 101 feet, they gonna snatch your ass.
That's true.
Come on now. But that's supposed to be my homeland.
Too, to a black lady.
That's supposed to be my homeland? No, hell it ain't. My homeland is U.S. of A.
Right.
So it is what it is, man. Whoop-de-damn do. You know what I'm saying? So, but, that's the show for tonight. We're going to get out of here. This is Big Jeff.
Shanita.
Coming to you live from No Days Off Radio Production with the #1 show in the land. Nothing but the truth. And we out.
We out.
For us guys, Zabo is like the godfather, okay? We love him.